Hey everybody, it's Natalie with Treasures and Mini. Today we're going to make an Easter card with this stamp set called Happy Easter by Lawn Fawn. And you can see that I stamped some of the elements of this on a piece of scrap white cardstock with some Memento black ink. And we're going to make this. This is by Sizzix. It is a Step-Ups, I think it's called. I bought this 2 Easters ago and have never used it. So I went on with the Big Shot and I cut all the elements out for time purposes, and you can see how they're all going to fit. This pattern paper actually came from last month's Simon Says Stamp card kit. Here are all the different elements that I cut out. And this is the green piece that you see across the top there, but I cut it out in cellophane. Or not cellophane, you know, that clear plastic stuff. I don't know. Okay, so with some Tombow Mono, you can see that I'm going to glue these designer paper down onto the card base, and this is what it's going to look like. Now, all these pieces come with the card kit. Now for some coloring. That first bunny there, I actually did with some Tombow colored pencils, and it was very light, and I just didn't like them. So that first set that you just saw, I showed you the 3 colors that I used with the Tombows. And then you saw another set that I'm using right here. These are the Lyra colored pencils, which I absolutely love. And the reason I showed these 3 next to the Tombow ones is because I tried to match the colors almost as exactly as I could so that you could see the difference in the 2 bunnies when I'm done. Now, the way that I do this, I do it the same way with my copics and just about everything I do. I pick 3 colors, a light, a medium, and a dark. I covered the entire bunny with the light. Then I came in with the medium in the areas that I wanted darker. And then I came in with the darkest and added a little bit more. And then I worked my way back out, back to the medium, and then back to the lightest. And right here, I felt like I needed a little bit more dark, so I've gone in and added that, and then I'm going to work it back out with the lightest color. You want to put very, very thin layers. Don't press down. Just do light layers, and you keep building it up, and you will get a beautiful blend of colored pencils. Now, I will do another review on the Tombow colored pencils, but I did want to show you since you're going to be able to see the difference. This comes with the Lyra colored pencils. It's a blending pencil. So it doesn't do any color, it just helps you blend, and I really like it. I think it's called Splendor, or I don't remember, guys. And I'm just going to put just a little bit of shadow on the tail because I want it to stay white. And with a pinky color, I add a little pink nose. Now, if you look at those chicks, you can see one is bright and one is light. The lighter colored one on the bottom was done with the Tombows, and the brighter one is done with the Lyra. So now I'm going to color that egg that you see there, but I got ahead of myself and I need to show you the colors. I did the same process. I did a light blue, a medium, and a dark. And I colored the entire egg with the light. Then I'm coming back in with the medium. And now I'm going to blend that medium out just a little bit more because I got a little bit harsh line. And then I'm going to come in with my darkest blue and just on the very edge do a little bit darker shadow and work my way out. Bring it out with the medium and finish it with the lightest. And I do this with all of the eggs, but I'm only going to show you I'm only going to show me coloring the one egg. So the stripe on there I want to be a green. So the same process, a very light green. And always keep a sharp pencil. That's the important. Light touch, sharp pencil. I'm going to go in with my medium green. You want the egg is round, so you want the center of it to have your highlight. And then on the very, very edge, I'm going to go in with my darkest. Back to my medium, pulling it out, and then in with my lightest. On any round object like this, you just want to take the center of it and make that your lightest. If you'll remember with my watercolor teacups, we did the same thing. Now for my sentiment, I did use this Happy Easter and I did cut it apart because I didn't need a long sentiment. I wanted it to fit on the circle. So I die cut a circle, and with Melon Mambo Stampin' Up! Ink, I stamped Happy Easter. And I felt like it needed a little more dimension, so with another color of Stampin' Up! Ink called Blushing Bride, I am going around the edges. Now, with this card, I wasn't really sure how all these elements were going to work together, so I took some washi tape, any washi tape will work, and I went on and stuck all of my elements on with washi tape so I could decide where I wanted everything, and it makes it really easy to take off and move my elements around. What I want to show you first though is how I put some of these elements together. If you'll see these rows of leaves, they're not long enough to go all the way across the front of the card, so all I did was glue the two of them together, and then it made it long enough for the front of my card. Also, when you cut out the different flowers and stuff, cut multiple of several because you can take them apart. Like right here, this one row of tiny leaves fits perfect over the individual little leaves on the flowers. So all I did was glue it on there, and then once it was glued on, I just took my scissors and trimmed around the edge. And then I have leaves on the bottom of that flower. And then I took tops of the other flowers and glued them on to where I could have different colors. The same with these three. I cut one out in the Melon Mambo and one out in some glitter paper. And I just cut the flowers off the top of it, put on some glue, and glued it over it. This is a really neat way to layer your die cuts so that you don't have to have just like one row of just pink flowers. So now that I showed you how I did all that, I'm going to start taking the elements off and actually gluing them on. I'm going to do it kind of one at a time so I don't forget what I've done. So I've taken everything down to where it's just one layer. And with some Tombow, I'm going to start gluing the elements on. Now, when I do this, make sure that when you glue it on, you just put glue just where it's going to stick on that top. Like for instance, with this flower right here, I'm going to take it up, and I'm only putting glue on the bottom part of the flower. If I put it all the way to the top flower, it's going to glue it to that panel that folds down. I hope that makes sense. With a little more Tombow here, I'm going to glue this flower in. Now, I'm wanting to make this have dimension. So I actually have 3 different heights of foam dots. I have a really thin one, a medium one, and a thick one. With the really thin one, I am going to stick my egg there, but I wanted the chick to be in front of it. So with the medium height one, I put on the back of my little chick. So he's kind of in front of the egg. Now you can just double up your thin ones if you want to. And then for this row of leaves, it needs to be even higher than the chick. So I'm putting my tallest ones on the little row of leaves. Again, you could just triple up whatever you have if you want to. So I'm just going to place this. I took the backing off of all of it, and I'm just going to lay it down. And I'm not pushing it down until I get it exactly where I want it. Then when I do, then I push it down so it has a stronger hold. Now once I have that down, I did have 2 more little eggs that I wanted in front of this row of leaves, and I'm just going to glue them right on top of the leaves. You'll see that here in a second. And you can see the dimension. So I wanted 1 little egg here. I'm just going to glue him right on top of the leaves. And then I wanted another one right here by the bunny. And then we're going to work on the other little step-up parts. So I'm going to take these pieces off. Remember, I had used washi tape to put them on. Again, it's very important with these leaves that you only put Tombow on the bottom part of the flower. If you put it all over it, when you glue it, it's going to be glued to the back of the card when you set it up. And for my little egg, I'm just using my thinnest dimensional. And I'm going to do the very same down here, making sure again with this little thing of flowers, I'm only putting glue, you can see right here on the bottom part. If you put it all the way up, it's going to glue on the entire thing. And then with the thinnest dimensionals again, I'm going to add the little chick and the other little egg. And you have to cut these dimensionals, or these little like foam pop-up thingies, whatever you want to call them, up to make them small enough to fit these elements. So now that I have all of my pieces on here, it's time to add the little jumping bunny. This is what it looks like, what we've done so far. But I wanted the one bunny to look like he was jumping to the other side. So that's why that one strip I cut out of acetate. That's the word, acetate. And then I glued my bunny to the piece of acetate strip. And then I just used some washi tape to tape it to the back for video's sake. And then with some Tombow, I am going to glue on my sentiment. And here is our card. Now I have gotten a few requests to go in more detail on how I watercolor and copic color. So my next video will be using the Simon Says Stamp card kit for this month, and I will be doing some more watercoloring and copic coloring in better detail. I also want to let you guys know that if you're wondering where you can write a sentiment, that is easy enough. You can write it right here on the back of your card. I hope you enjoyed this video today and enjoyed making this card with me. I want to let you guys know that I am only going to be doing one video a week right now, and I'm going to shoot for that being posted on Wednesdays. But I want to let you know that I am starting a new journey in my life where I am going all vegan and raw. I've started a new YouTube channel called Paved with Fruit. I would love it if you would go and watch it and subscribe. I would also love it if you would hit subscribe and give me a thumbs up for this video if you want to see more. Until next time, hugs and loves, my friends. Bye.